Mr. Shapiro, you talked about white privilege. And just this week, I had a conversation with Rachel Lazar, who's done some work, a Jewish American woman who's done some work on this area, as well as having extensive conversations with Dr. Greg Parks of Wake Forest University, who's also talked quite a bit about critical race theory. And it's my understanding that white privilege is not telling individuals that they cannot speak, but it is a term for societal privilege that individuals have as a benefit.
Well, yeah, let me use here a little bit more.
And I don't think that, and I think universities would be remiss to then say that because you're white, you're not allowed to say anything that's critical of white people. I didn't know that white privilege actually went into that sphere. My understanding is it's just, and the issue is that white privilege makes people uncomfortable to talk about the societal privilege that they have.
Well, to me,
before Ben Shapiro, you come in and say what you have to say. These are the topics that really drop my IQ, man, because the non-existent word of white privilege, right, which is completely invented. Why we have to create a boogie monster for things, man? I really don't get it. I really don't get it. Let's see what Shapiro says.
What I say on campuses all the time is if you want to cite instances of racism that we can all find and fight together, that's something that I'm more than willing to stand next to you and fight, because that's obviously stuff that we should fight together. But when you just say that there is a white privilege out there in the ether, that by dint of birth, your skin color generates for you an advantage, what you're really saying to people is that your view is less valuable because you have not experienced what I've experienced. And that is an identity argument, that's a character argument, that's not a rational political argument that can actually be taken on in any way. It's more of a cudgel and a club than it is an attempt to open a discussion.
Well, I think it's
it's intangible. You cannot really grasp it. You cannot even touch it to fix it. White supremacy. Everything was supremacy, I guess, right? But if everything is white supremacy, how can we fix it? The only way you're suggesting to fix it is dismantling the entire system, because it's a white supremacy, right? Unless you want to give the power away to everybody that is not white, or everybody that has no heritage of being white. Am I wrong on this? Or am I just going a little bit too far? Let me know.
Demonstrable evidence that through society's demographics that being white has societal privileges that being black does not. But
we can talk about how that manifests, because that's
I'm also interested in what you just said now, was that you would stand next to anyone who has this. So, Mr. Shapiro, my question to you is, for Ms. Dunston, the tying the noose around the campus and writing messages that target African-American young students, would you consider that hate speech, and then would you stand next to her and fight for her?
As I say, I would. This is the first I'm hearing about it, honestly. But
really,
but from hearing about it, maybe because it's local. I mean, I'm from LA. But in any case, I'm more than happy to stand alongside her.
Let's just identify the problems.
Responsible for this. Not only more than happy. I mean, you're talking about the alt-right. Again, I was the #1 target of anti-Semitic harassment from the alt-right last year. So I'm more than happy to do all that. And I think there's one more distinction that has to be made. When we talk about cases like Taylor's, they're horrific, and the administration is siding with Taylor. Okay, the administration is doing the right thing by Taylor, or trying to do the right thing by Taylor, as they should be. And I think that we need to make a distinction between cases where the administration is actively participating in the suppression of speech and cases in which the administration is trying to do the right thing in order to punish people for application of crime.
How can I put this? Hold up, Peter. Hold up now. This is not the video. Okay. What can I say? Listen. Regrets it? I don't think really regrets it, because I didn't see like a huge comeback. But I have to agree with Shapiro. we have to go with things that are tangible. I don't think that the argument that the Congresswoman was giving is not tangible. It's all these things that we cannot really reach. We cannot fix it. We cannot fix white supremacy because, first of all, it's not a real thing. It's not something that you see, hey, that's white supremacy. We can fix that white supremacy. We can. So because we can, now we go to all this boogie monster, I guess, right? Where the boogie monster is so far away that now it's scary. In a sense that the only solution will be destroying the entire system. Or in the other side is you feel so inferior to such society that the only way you can feel superior is putting these people in slave and make sure they give you reparations of some sort of sense. Which again we discussed already. I think it's a horrific idea because nobody's better than nobody, okay? We all have the same opportunity, right? We just have different outcome, and that's okay. What happened with a lot of these conversations, and she did it a couple times. Shapiro, you said something, and she didn't even hear it. She just went taking control of the conversation, just go with the question. And I think something that I noticed about Shapiro is he needs to understand conversational dynamics, and that way he can really understand why a lot of these lawyer politicians do what they do, and that way he can have a better sense what is going on in the conversation. A lot of these people are not spewing facts; they just are very good with linguistics. And this is what I noticed with a lot of things with the right. They're not good with linguistics. The left side of the question always tend to be very good at linguistics because they can recognize the value of controlling the language. And we can see it with a lot of things going on right now that I don't want to mention. Not a back and forward that I was looking for. Shapiro knows what he's talking about, right? And sometimes it might take a little bit of time to deliver, right? Or sometimes he just have it right there and there. But in this case, she was trying to play the race car, the conversation, he didn't allow it, which I think it was good. Very good comeback. I would have loved to see a little bit more. But it is what it is. What do you think? Do you think white supremacy is a thing? Or do you don't think it's a thing? If it is not a thing, can you explain me in the comment section below? Maybe I'm missing something in both sides. Okay? If you do it, I would really appreciate it.